Good morning. It's my pleasure to introduce our special guests. Please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. Rowan University President Dr. Ali Hushmand. From the Rowan University Board of Trustees, Ms. Isabelita Abel, Dr. Barbara Chamberlain, Ms. Linda Rohrer, and Mr. Arbery Singleton, Student Trustee. And our distinguished guests, Mr. Tom Stathakis, our keynote speaker, Ms. Melanie Burney from the Alumni Board, Ms. Sandy Maxwell from the Alumni Board, Ms. Denise Williams, CWA President, Mr. Daniel Cardona, SGA President, Dr. Kenneth Albone, Grand Marshal, Dr. Joseph Bierman, College Gonfalonier, and Mr. Dean Witten, College Gonfalonier, along with members of the Cabinet, deans, college advisory boards, faculty, and other senior members of the administration. Last but not least, there are two very important constituencies that we must recognize as well. Students, please rise and face the people who are most important in your life. Your parents, partners, brothers, sisters, and loved ones who have provided support and resources to help bring us to this day. Applaud them as you stand here ready to graduate. And finally, please recognize your Rowan family, the faculty, staff, and administrators who share in your pride and success today. Please be seated.
Well, good morning. Is this not the best day for the best class? My name is Linda Rohrer, and I'm chairman of the Rowan University Board of Trustees. It is my pleasure to welcome the 2017 graduates of the College of Communication and Creative Arts and the College of Performing Arts and your families, friends, to Rowan University on behalf of the faculty, staff, and administrators. You are a diverse group of graduates, an important group of graduates. You are taking on jobs, entering roles, and assuming responsibilities that have the potential to impact a great many people. Sitting here today are the journalists who will inform and educate us, who will serve as watchdogs for the average Joe and Joanne. Here are the musicians and artists and dancers and writers who will not just entertain us, but also add to our culture. Here are the future advertising and PR pros and designers who will definitely introduce their organizations and products to the world. Here are teachers and performers. Here are conduits to information and adventures to joy. Rowan has prepared you well for your careers. You will graduate strong programs that have a long history here, programs that have led alumni to Pulitzer Prize and Carnegie Hall, to corporate suites and their own businesses. I look forward to watching you follow in their footsteps, to literally and figuratively seeing your names in lights. I'm going to take the opportunity, since I have the microphone, to go a little bit off script and just give you some inspirational quotes that I found. Have no fear of perfection. You'll never reach it. No one's perfect. Success is stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. Our greatest glory is not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall. Little pigs get fat, fat pigs get slaughtered. That's one of my favorites. I had to sneak that in. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. Wherever you go, no matter what the weather, always bring your own sunshine. Attitude is everything. There's no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs one step at a time. When someone is hurting, dare to help them. And finally, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And so, members of the class of 2017, on behalf of the board, the administration, professors, and staff, I offer you sincere congratulations and wish you much success in your lives. You have received much from and no doubt contributed much to this school. Today, you leave us, at least temporarily. You leave well prepared. I challenge you to return and give something back to the next generation of communication, creative arts, and performing arts students. Now, go make a difference, and congratulations.
Well, good morning. Oh, this is the real enthusiastic bunch. I love you guys. Let's do it more. There you go. That's wonderful. I love that energy. Welcome, everyone. I am Ali Hushman, president of Rowan University. I'm delighted to be here to share this joyous moment with not only our graduates, but also with their loved ones. I promise I'm not going to talk about science courses or anything like that. We want to talk about fun stuff. Today is a special day to celebrate your amazing milestones. That said, I think one of the words that define today is momentum, and I want to talk about a little bit of momentum that we have been experiencing in recent years. Class of 2017 of the College of Communication and Creative Arts and College of Performing Arts. You are on the move, and I echo the congratulations on reaching these major milestones. You have demonstrated momentum from the start of your academic career here. You have been a picture of energy individually and collectively, a true body in motion. You have attended classes, conducted research, completed internship, played beautiful music. I love those stuff. Joined and led organizations, started business, won awards, been invited to join prestigious organizations, on and on and on. So you have really, truly, through your enthusiastic participation in all facets of life, brought pride and joy to us. You make us look good, because when we educate you and send you out there, you are really our ambassadors. So you have truly have had momentum during your 4 or 5 or 6 years in here. And at the same time, you have really seen the university, the momentum in this university. I want you to go back in the summer that you came in here for orientation and you checked this campus. Remember the dorms and the restaurants around here and what it was and what it is today. In a space of 6 years, that monumental momentum in this university enabled us to do amazing things together. Mainly, really, because we as a university are a family. We are a cohesive group. There really isn't any difference between faculty, staff, administration, students. We are all the same group of people. All of us have the same purpose. Our purpose in here to provide affordable, accessible, and quality relevant education to the masses. We are a blue-collar institution, and we are proud of it. We want to provide education to every single citizen. And as a result, all this momentum has done wonders in here. Think about the following statistics. Only 6 years ago, this university had 10,000 students. This September, it will be over 18,000. 6 years ago, in the past 6 years, we have built close to $700 million worth of buildings in this area, and not a penny of it on the back of the students. We kept the tuition and fees below the rate of inflation every year, and we are committed to do so for as long as I am in this position. And you can ask for my firing if I break that promise. I'll say that as loudly as I can. We have become a research institution in a space of 5 years. Not only did we create one amazing medical school, but also we integrated another one. In a space of 6 years, we went from about 1,600 employees to 4,000 employees. In a space of 6 years, we went from almost $180 million in operating budget to over $550 million. All of those things, what it does is it turns us into a monumental economic engine. And when we use that momentum, we can do amazing stuff by lifting not only this institution, but also the community, our surrounding community, our towns around here. And it's wonderful to see, as a result of the momentum that we have been experiencing here, the borough of Glassboro is flourishing. And it's the most joyous thing for me to see many, many additional jobs being created. Many new commercial activities are taking place in here. You yourself go out there and spend your money and create jobs for others. And that is the purpose and that is the mission of a public institution. Now, you had the momentum, we had the momentum. What we do have on the top of that is we are so amazingly fortunate, all of us, to live in a country where if you have momentum and if you have vision, if you have dream, sky is the limit. Because in a free society, when you have energy and vision and momentum, a free society allows you to experience it, allows you to practice it, and get it into reality. Unlike closed society, where it only remains a thought in your mind. That's all it is, because the system would not allow you to flourish. So, from a person who lived and was raised in a different country, lived in 3 different continents, and got education in 3 different continents, and ended up being a proud citizen of this great country, I want to tell you something, and I hope that you take that to your heart. You have the momentum, you have the education, you have the creativity, and you now have a credential, and you live in the most amazing society and the most greatest country on the face of the earth. I hope you recognize that. I hope you do your part to first and foremost make sure that this country will continue remaining great. And the way that it does is you, as the future leaders of this country, have to take charge by voting, by working hard, by making sure that every single one of you give back to the country more than you take. That is how countries prosper. And so, with that message, I wish each and every one of you smile on your face for the rest of your long life. I hope that you remember this university. You come back to your home. This is your second home. You participate, you help, you encourage your friends and cousins to come to this great university and get a great education. And remember us. And when you become wealthy, and you will become wealthy, we're going to come after you. No matter how you hide your address, internet is on our side these days. Congratulations, and happy to be here and enjoy this day with you. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Sanford Tweedy, Dean of the College of Communication. I am, yes. Thank you for recognizing that. It's my distinct pleasure to introduce Mr. Tom Stathakis as commencement speaker for today's combined ceremony of our college and the College of Performing Arts. A proud Rowan alumnus, Mr. Stathakis is a senior vice president and general manager of Comcast, Sportsnet Bay Area, and CSN California. As such, he's among a band of industry leaders driving the success of 9 NBC Sports regional networks that deliver live sporting events and other content to more than 43 million homes. Like many of our graduates, he launched his career with an internship, in his case at KYW in Philadelphia. Mr. Stathakis sponsors internship opportunities for Rowan radio, television, and film students through Philadelphia-based Comcast, and has connected Rowan students to Los Angeles-based internships at NBC Sports Group. As you read in the full bio in your commencement program, he is a man well worth emulating. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Stathakis.
You'll be great. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Until this very moment, I never really believed I graduated from here in 1983. I always thought I was going to get a letter in the mail saying, "You failed math, come back here. You did not get your degree." I want to thank President Hushman for this incredible honor. I don't know how much you realize your president is a badass. He is unbelievable. I spent a half hour with him this morning. He's smart, and he's so dedicated to the students and the faculty of this university. I am so proud to represent him today. Thank you to the faculty, proud parents, loyal friends, and extended family. Congratulations to all of you, and especially 2017 graduates of Rowan University, my favorite class. Today is a day of celebration, to celebrate all of your hard work and dedication. Today is a day to give thanks to your parents, grandparents, friends, siblings, and mentors. Today is a day to dream. Dream big about what lies ahead. What you think you are is who you are. Believe in yourself. Be proud. Lift up each other. Today, you start a new chapter in your life. Now, I don't mean that literally today. If I were you guys, I'd party for the next 2 weeks and then go out and then work for us. But you know what I'm saying. I walked across this stage in 1983 as an insecure and cocky graduate. I had lost my parents, and I was struggling to balance a deep sense of loss that consumed me in many different ways and the extreme sense of pride I had in graduating from Glassboro State College. It was a great life lesson that taught me something that still holds true today. It will hold true for every single one of you. It will hold true for your parents. It will hold true for your children and your children's children. No virtue in this world is more rewarded than perseverance, and that's what this school is all about. I made a conscious choice to celebrate life over death, joy over sorrow, compassion over bitterness. Rowan University fosters the most important traits you need in your life: grit, guts, resiliency, and the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. Today I stand here grateful for what my parents instilled in me, blessed to have family and friends that are supportive and kind, proud of how my work has given me rewarding opportunities and challenges throughout my career, particularly to be here today. I am overwhelmingly grateful for this opportunity. This university epitomizes heart. How proud you must be to be leaders in honoring and helping our veterans, creating scientists, developing engineers, encouraging teachers, and a love of learning, supporting our nurses. This is a university of giving back, paying it forward, embracing the less fortunate, not only excelling in the community, but building a foundation of commitment for future generations. I had not been back here in 30 years. I came back 6 months ago to talk to a class, and I was blown away about how this campus has grown. When I was here, it was the Crossings, the Franklin House, the Rat, and a couple buildings. And I come here now, and it's just amazing what you guys have done. There has been much written lately about the competitive nature of our landscape. Some would call it belligerence. Never apologizing, never backing down, accepting only those that either look like you or sound like you. Trust me on this, when you get into the work world, your bosses and colleagues will need to like and respect you before they truly listen to you. We need more listening and less talking, more empathy and less criticism, and more face-to-face communication and less emojis. That's the only time I'm going to sound old, I promise. You are entering a really complicated but exciting time in the communications field. Never in our history has change happened so quickly. We will do more in the next 5 years than in the past 50. You will play a huge role in what the future holds, and I'm excited to see what you do. Take the job that makes you nervous, not the job that makes it easier. Believe it or not, you have the gift of time. Find a career you can commit to in a wholehearted way. Find something you really love. It will make your life richer, and you will benefit. Those people that say they never had a bad day in a job are totally full of it. We all have bad days, but it makes it much easier if you love and respect your career choice. People come into your life for a couple reasons: add or subtract. Embrace the most important people in your life. Work at it. Be patient. Be kind. Kindness matters. 30 years from now, you will not regret it. Embrace the road ahead, the good and the bad, the triumph and the heartbreak. I've had my share personally and professionally. The most important thing, take your head off the pillow no matter what. You are gonna have bad days. It's just the way it is. Get up and attack it. Represent this university in a positive way. A few years from now, you'll be brimming with confidence, comfortable in your own shoes. Make sure you represent yourself with the pride and honor that your time at Rowan University has taught you. Remember, too, that humility is a good thing. Act like you've been there before. I am blessed and honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Cheers.
You go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Since 2015, Rowan University has awarded medals of excellence that honor worthy individuals in one of three categories: distinguished service, research, and alumni achievement. As Dean of the College of Communication and Creative Arts, I am proud to work with faculty and staff whose commitment to students is evident each and every day. I'm also proud to know and interact with alumni who not only make us proud in their achievements, but who help students get started on careers of their own. Tom Stathakis exemplifies alumni achievement and that rare quality of not only remembering where he started, but helping others from his alma mater succeed too. I'm happy to announce that in recognition of his exemplary accomplishments and for his continued support of our students, the College of Communication and Creative Arts awards a Medal of Excellence for Alumni Achievement to Mr. Tom Stathakis.
This week, we are graduating 40 students who have served our country as members of the military or the National Guard. Many of them have served overseas. We recognize the challenges and hardships of going overseas and then transitioning back home to Rowan to complete their education. Will those students who have served in the military or National Guard please stand to be recognized? We sincerely thank you for your service to our country. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to recognize the graduates who have excelled in their academic studies while here at Rowan. These students are graduating today with honors and fall into 3 levels of achievement. Students graduating cum laude have achieved a grade point average of 3.45 to 3.64. Will those students who are graduating cum laude please stand to be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Students graduating magna cum laude have achieved grade point averages of 3.65 to 3.84. Will those students who are graduating magna cum laude please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. And students graduating summa cum laude, the highest honor, have achieved grade point averages of 3.85 to 4.0. Will those students who have achieved this distinction please stand to be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated, and congratulations to all on your achievements. At this time, I would like to recognize the medallion winners, honors concentration graduates, and our Honor Society members. They are listed in the program and have been recognized at previous ceremonies. Will all of these graduates please stand to be recognized? Thank you and congratulations on your achievements. You may be seated.
It gives me great pleasure to present this year's graduates. Founded 50 years ago as the Department of Communications, our nationally recognized college has now grown to include 6 departments: art, communication studies, journalism, public relations and advertising, should I go back to the beginning and start with art again so you can cheer? Art, communication studies, you're communicating well. Journalism, there you are. Public relations and advertising again. Yeah. Radio, television, and film. And writing arts. The College of Communication and Creative Arts has a long, proud tradition of innovation, collaboration, scholarship, and creativity. Those qualities are fostered in classrooms where students learn from faculty members who challenge them, through internship opportunities, and during club and extracurricular experiences where students hone their craft and develop leadership and networking skills. Among our proud alumni are industry leaders in television, such as Mr. Stathakis, whom we heard from earlier, as well as in radio, film, journalism, new media, public relations, advertising, writing, the fine arts, and myriad other fields. Dr. Hushman, Dr. Newell, and Chairman Rohrer, I proudly present to you the members of the class of 2017 in the College of Communication and Creative Arts. We will begin with our master's candidates. Will the candidates in our public relations and writing graduate programs please stand to be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Now to the bachelor's candidates. Will the candidates please rise as their program is announced? Art, art education, biomedical art and visualization, and studio art. Thank you. You may be seated. Communication studies. Thank you. You may be seated. Journalism. Thank you. You may be seated. Public relations. Thank you. You may be seated. I think some of you are going to rise again. Advertising. Dual majors. Radio, television, and film. You may rise again. Thank you. You may be seated. And writing arts. Congratulations to all of you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is John Paston, and I'm very proud to be the Dean of the College of Performing Arts at Rowan University. I realized that that was quite a response from the College of Communication and Creative Arts. Congratulations on it. But band, are you ready? What's this? All right. Just be ready, okay? So the College of Performing Arts at Rowan University is very, very special. As members of a vibrant, thriving arts community, our students share a commitment to quality and a passion for artistic expression and exploration. Those passions are sustained through outstanding practices in the performing arts and study with a world-class faculty. The list of accolades achieved by our students, faculty, and graduates ranges from important research, fellowships, and recognized excellence in performance to alumni working today on Broadway productions at prestigious venues around the world and as professional military bands. The degree programs today's graduates have completed are the Master of Arts in Theater Arts Administration, Master of Music in Performance, Bachelor of Arts in Theater, Music, and Dance, the Bachelor of Music in Performance and Education, and the newest program, a Bachelor of Science in Music Industry. Dr. Hushmund, Dr. Newell, and Chairman Rohr, with great pride, I present to you members of the class of 2017 in the College of Performing Arts. Starting with our graduate programs in music, performance, and theater, will all College of Performing Arts master's candidates please stand and be recognized? Little louder, band. Now to our bachelor's candidates. Will the candidates please rise as their program is announced? Bachelor of Arts in Dance. Yeah. Bachelor of Arts in Theater. Awesome. Thank you. Please be seated. Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Music in Music and Music Education. Bachelor of Science in Music Industry. Congratulations to all. Thank you, band.
Amongst many reasons to be here today, of course, celebrating your accomplishment, one other reason is to get you do a little bit of workout before we send you out to the real world. That's why we ask you to stand up and sit down and stand up and sit down. And we're going to do more of it. And at the end, you're going to have to do push-up, each and every one of you, before we give you the degree. So, more standing up. I will now recognize the candidates for the master's degree. Will the candidates for the master's degree, all of you, all the master's degree, please rise. Dr. Newell, will you please certify the master's degree candidates?
Mr. President, the candidates who have successfully met all requirements for Master of Arts and Master of Music degrees are hereby certified by the faculty for the receipt of their degrees.
Chairman Rohr, these candidates have been certified as having completed all the requirements for graduation. I present them to you as proper recipients of the Master of Arts and Master of Music degrees.
Are you ready? Yes? No? Are you ready? Master degree candidates of the class of 2017 who have been certified as having completed all of the requirements for the graduation by the authority vested in me as chairman of the Rowan University Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the Master of Arts and Master of Music degrees with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and obligations appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Please be seated. Thank you. I will now recognize the candidates for the bachelor's degree. Will the candidates for the bachelor's degree please rise? Told you. Dr. Newell, will you please certify the bachelor's degree candidates?
Mr. President, the candidates who have successfully completed all of the requirements for the Bachelor of Arts, the Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music, and Bachelor of Science degrees are hereby certified by the faculty for the receipt of their degrees.
Chairman Rohr, these candidates have been certified as having completed all the requirements for graduation. I present them to you as proper recipients of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music, and Bachelor of Science degrees.
Are you ready? Members of the class of 2017 who have been certified as having completed all of the requirements for graduation by the authority vested in me as chairman of the Rowan University Board of Trustees, I confer upon you Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music, and Bachelor of Science degrees with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and obligations appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Congratulations, everyone. You may be seated. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between, my name is Daniel Cardona, and I had the privilege of serving as Student Government Association President this past year. I'd like to take a second to thank Dr. Hushman, the Board of Trustees and the faculty, administration and staff for giving us great opportunities and education that will change our lives, and for helping us blossom into the semi-adults we are today. Classmates, if you're like me, you have been dreaming about this day for a while. I'm not talking about all the pomp and circumstance or the inspirational speeches. I'm talking about sprinting across the stage, snatching that diploma, and leaving all the assignments, books, and papers behind. Don't get me wrong, classes were great. Some were great. Classes were okay. Before all of this becomes official, it is my job to take you for a short stroll down memory lane. It's all gone by so quickly, it's worth the pause. Remember how nervous you were checking into your residence hall for the first time? Or the very first day of school? How about locating those oddly named buildings like Bosworth or Winians, Savitz, Savitz, I don't know which one. How about driving in circles to find a parking spot on campus? Well, that was last week. How about taking music appreciation after thinking, what could possibly be an easier elective, and then getting absolutely crushed? How about easy mac and cheese? Nothing better. Ramen noodles. My favorite, the Domino's 2 for $5.99 deal. How about that wacky sweet mate? Or the kid that asks questions every class? That's enough, I'm going downhill. How about some good memories? Like those iconic professors who have changed your life. Perhaps Dr. John Paston, Maria Simone, Lauren Plant, Dr. Strasser, Dr. Cipher, or the professional staff who are there for you every day, like Kevin George, Gary Baker, Nettie McCulley, and the list goes on. To them, and all of those who spent time molding us, thank you. All this thinking about the past is fun, but it's time to move on. I have to admit, however, that I am a bit nervous. It's not the bad kind of nervous, but the good kind. The kind you feel before taking a test you know you're going to do well in. The nervous you feel when you have to meet new people or go to a new place. While nervous, I'm not worried though, and nor should you be. We've been taught by the best and earn an education that will open many doors during our lifetime and take us very far. It's taken hard work and perseverance, but most of all, it's taken great courage. Be proud of your accomplishments and the education you have earned. Most of all, be true to your school. Thank you, Rowan. Before we turn the tassels on our caps, as we sit here in front of a building facing the wrong way, let me leave you with a quote that has guided me well during the years and will certainly help all of us as we move to our new jobs and new adventures. It's from the great American philosopher, Benjamin Mee. Yes, the Benjamin Mee from the movie We Bought a Zoo. You know, sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage. Just literally 20 seconds of embarrassing bravery. And I promise you, something great will come of it. Congratulations, class of 2017. Can we do the tassels now? Will all bachelor degree candidates please rise for the tossing of the tassel from right to left? Right to left. Please join me on the count of 3. Oh, she's not ready. Hold on. She has to be ready. Hold on. She's almost there. There we go. 1, 2, 3. All bachelor degree candidates may be seated.
Thank you for attending Rowan University's commencement ceremony. Our secondary ceremonies will begin shortly. The audience is requested to remain in place until the platform party has recessed. We also ask that special needs guests attending the College of Performing Arts secondary ceremony please make their way to the special needs transportation areas. Special needs guests on the left side of the green should walk into parking lot Y next to the baseball field. Special need guests on the right side of the green should walk to the main entrance of Bowl. Special needs golf carts are waiting in both locations. Additionally, shuttles are waiting in parking lot R at the back of the green. We ask that the rest of our guests please respect their need to reach these locations. After the recessional, all guests should move promptly to the college ceremonies. College of Communication and Creative Arts students and guests, please remain on the university green. College of Performing Arts students and guests, please proceed to Flieger Concert Hall one final time in Wilson Hall. Your ceremony will begin in 20 minutes. Will everyone please rise for the alma mater and then remain standing for the recessional?
pledge to thy fame, the resounding voices reprise. All about thee arise, the first templates of God, lifting high leafy arms to the sky. And the flag